Hey folks, this is me Jispalilil and Bhargav joining with you from Team Indian Folk, Bangalore. Indian Folk is India's emerging opinion sharing platform where the youth of the country come together to share their opinion on the topics and issues that matters for the society. Today we went around the city of Bangalore to understand the public's perception, particularly the opinion of the student community regarding the unemployment scenario in our country. It is estimated that the unemployment rate prevails somewhere between 4 to 6%, and for a country like India, this means that a lot of people are still outside the labor force. We asked the people what are the reasons behind the lack of opportunities in our country and how to tackle them. We also tried to understand the problems that are inherent to the Indian education system as well as the job market of our country. Please take a look at the responses that we collected across the city. Thanks for joining with us today. So, there is like a growing unemployment level in our country. It's somewhere between 4 to 6%. Though this rate is economically feasible, for a larger country like India, that means a lot of people are outside the labor force. Now, what are the reasons or root causes behind this growing levels of unemployment? What do you think, according to you?
We do have a pretty big population, so many people are graduating out of great colleges, and many of us score very similar percentages or similar marks, and we're all trying to aim for the same job. So maybe there's a problem because when many people, try and get like very similar jobs, have very similar qualifications, it's a little difficult for them to get the job. But also now, since there are a lot of startups coming up and stuff, people have more opportunities, and there's many new types of jobs. Like we're in journalism, so in journalism itself, there are so many new branches. Like there's of course political, but there's also fashion, sports, PR, many things that you can do with your journalism degree. So that way, I guess there are many more opportunities, but at the same time, it's very difficult.
Do you attribute the problem to the education system as a reason behind the lack of unemployment, growing unemployment? Do you think there is a gap between what you learn in class and then what you actually apply in your office?
Yes, because when we did our internship, that's where I saw a bit of a gap, because when we learn in class, it's very theoretical. So they don't exactly prepare you for how it's actually going to be in the practical setting. So it's that way. It is a little bit difficult because in class it's honestly very theoretical. They do teach you many concepts that are needed for the job, but when you actually work, it's very different than how you learn in class. So you learn more through like a practical setting. So
Thanks so much for joining with us.
thank you.
So today we are trying to trace the public's perception regarding the unemployment scenario in the country, and we are asking the question, are there enough opportunities for the students who are graduating each year? So joining with us today a couple of our friends. So thanks so much for joining with us today. So do you think that there are enough opportunities for the recent graduates, considering the fact that you are all going to graduate in another 1 or 2 years? Do you think that there are enough opportunities out there in terms of job or in terms of higher studies and stuff like that?
Yes, there are opportunities, but it's hard to find jobs. There are a lot of opportunities, but to crack it, it's very difficult.
So do you share the same opinion that there's like a lack of opportunities?
Yeah, I certainly believe that there's a lack of job opportunity. Maybe it's like the turnover, the students' turnover is increasing, but there is no job opportunity.
So there's a mismatch between the number of students who are graduating and then the number of jobs offered by the job market.
Yeah.
So what are the potential reasons? Why there is this mismatch happening? So she said that there's a mismatch between the number of people who are graduating each year and the number of jobs created by the job market. Why there is this imbalance existing in our country?
One thing, population. So if at all a placement comes into our college, we can understand, even though many have to be placed. For example, we can take any colleges, we don't see 100% of the placement. We just see 50% of the students are placed, still they are out. And then again you go out, you have a lot of interviews outside there. That also, they are not being selected. So that itself shows how far opportunities are there. So the number of students, and I don't know, we have a lot of,
You essentially mean that the higher the competition and then
we don't get, maybe the minority or whatever, the people who are not coming up, they don't get much opportunities or exposure to grab those. So there's competition, population is one main aspect of that.
So do you think that education, the system that we have in our country has a role to play with this scenario? Is it, so what you learn in class and then what you do in your office, Is there a gap between these two?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think is the problem with the education system? Is it
Our
because
education is more based on books.
it's more
all
theory based,
theoretical.
more theoretical?
It's not industry or practical based. I think there should be a change in it.
All right. So thanks so much for joining with us today. Wish you a wonderful day ahead. Yeah. Hi friends, today we are talking about the unemployment scenario in India and how the students see the situation. So joining with us today, three of our friends. So like you're all students, you're doing a course, and probably within another 1 or 2 years you will be graduating. So and I'm pretty sure that all of you will be looking forward to take up a job. How do you see the scenario in India? Like, I mean, do you think that there are a lot of opportunities in the country, or is there like a larger unemployment issue that's pertaining in the country right now?
And another factor, another problem that we face in India is normally what we learn in college, we don't exactly apply it to the jobs we apply.
The gap between the things that we learn and then
Yeah. So apart from that, I think our learning is quite good compared to other countries. But I think this aspect needs to be addressed.
do you think so? Do you the same?
Yeah.
So like, do you have really concerns that whether you get paid like employed after No, I'm not just talking about your course or the ability. At large, whether the country is offering you enough opportunities. Like, so there can be two scenarios where you are really skilled, but then you can't find a job, and then because of the the overall structure of the economy, like how the farmer crisis is happening in the country. So do you think that given your skill sets and the course that you're doing, do you have enough opportunities in the country? Or
I think it's more of like, of course you get jobs, but the thing is, the more important question is,
what job you need?
would I get the job that I like? Yeah.
So they are raising this particular concern that they are happy with the kind of employment scenario in the country, but they are a bit apprehensive about whether they'll get the job that they want and whether they'll be able to apply what they learn in their curriculum into the job. So you said that there's a gap between the things that you learn and then the job that you do after your graduation. Is the problem with the job market, or is the problem with the curriculum or the large education scenario? What's going wrong? What's going wrong there?
Education. Yeah, because in Western countries, you see like more, they prepare you for more
Practical
job,
aspect.
practical aspect. Yeah. So in India, we just sit in class, we just study what syllabus they prepare, right? So we go according to that. So we don't get much of practical in this.
So our friends here believe that there is a mismatch between the things that you learn in college and the things that you actually do in your workplace, and this happens largely because of the the outdated education system, which is lagging behind the requirements of the industry. So well, thank you so much for joining with us today. It was amazing talking to you all. Thank you.
Thank you for
So joining with us today, Leo and Stanley. So you are all students, and some of us are graduating in another 1 or 2 years. But then we know that the unemployment scenario is really bad in our country. That the current unemployment rate is somewhere around between 4 and 6%. So what's going wrong in our country? Do you think that we have enough opportunities, or is there a problem with the way jobs are provided?
Actually, even though there are opportunities, it's more competitive. Now it's competitive. Everyone can have more education. Everyone is in a competitive edge. Because if you go and they will evaluate on what they don't know.
Relative terms, like how better you are compared to other person.
And also, unemployment situation is also a situation prevailing in especially India. Even though there are lots of companies here, the employment situation is.
So what's wrong with this? What's the reason behind this unemployment scenario? Is it the problem with the education system, or the problem with the market at large, where they are failing to create enough jobs for the people?
Yes, I should say that it's a problem of education system because education system, like they are all many of them are spoon fed, and they're not.
It's not on par with the market, the industry demand.
Yeah, the students are more focused on theoretical aspects. They are not.
It's not applied anymore.
Yeah, they are not in a situation to apply it in a practical life.
So our friends here believe that there's an unemployment scenario in our country, and it's largely because of the problem with the education sector, which is no longer applied but largely theory based. Thank you so much for joining with us today. Have a wonderful day. So thank you so much for joining with us today. So we are trying to understand the public's perception regarding the unemployment scenario in our country and to find whether there are enough opportunities in this country for all the people who are looking for a job. So do you actually think that the country or the economy at large is providing opportunities for the people who are graduating each year Or is there an unemployment scenario prevailing in the economy? There's an unemployment. You believe that? How about you guys? Like, do you believe that there's an unemployment scenario? Okay. How about you?
Yeah.
So all of you believe that there is an unemployment, there's a lack of opportunities. What are the potential reasons behind this? Lack of opportunities. Okay, academic performance, and maybe then. But that's more like personal thing, right? You can change from person to person.
Yeah, but the thing is that there will be some companies which make the 70% of cutoff or something
Okay.
like that.
And then-
So basically, we will have the potential to do it, but we
Just
may
that
not have the marks.
So that's partially because of the fact that the academic system is failing somewhere.
yeah.
That's one of the things. Another thing is like even though there are that vacancies will already be filled.
Okay.
That those vacancies will already be filled by someone or the other.
By the time you graduate.
Yeah, by the time you graduate.
Okay. So you mentioned about this marks and stuff. So that's largely points to the fact that there's something wrong with the education system that we have in place. Like what you learn in class and what you do
No,
in job.
it's not because of the education system. It's because of the cutoff what the companies are telling.
What they expect and what you actually score.
Actually.
The competition is high usually these days because everybody is graduating, everybody is getting enough
All
courses that they can
educated.
do, all educated. So the thing is, there is no what do you tell?
Segregate, the people who should be.
There's no value for a more educated guy or anything like that. They just want to work. They want people who can work full time or work whole time as the company wants. So those seats will be already filled by somebody who's. Maybe people like us won't be willing to work that way. There will be people who desperately wants to work
At a lower wages.
at lower wages also. There are engineers who are doing part-time jobs and these are not
Even auto drivers are also there engineers. So basically, if in our class, we can take an example. They basically, there are some people who study Excel and they get 95 or 96%. But the thing is that when they come into the technical field or come into the job interview or anything like that, they fail to do.
They're not adapting to the requirements of the
But
job
the
market.
thing is that if you take a person, like last year, one of my cousins, with 45% of mark, he went and sat for the placement. He got into the placement because of, not because of his mark, because of all of his talent.
So it's all about the person's attitude and the way he approaches the life. So do you all agree with the comment shared by your friend?
Yeah, those guys are talking about private sector. Like if it's the government sector, then politics comes in. Okay, people deserve to enter the city.
It's a lot of bribing and corruption.
People desire get a job.
Okay.
Rather than deserve.
So what could be the potential solutions that you think that you can actually change the scenario?
So basically, you need to give equal opportunities to every single person in the campus. That's it.
Who are willing to work?
Anyone who wants to work, let them work. If they you should not put some criteria or something like
Cutoffs
that.
and
Cutoffs
There should
or-
always be right man for the right job. You can't put a wrong man for the right job.
That's inefficient.
That's inefficient. That will be inefficient. So you always have to choose people. That is required. Because when you put a wrong man for the right job, that the whole scenario will go wrong again. There will be a huge loss or something. Whatever, there will be a huge problem. But when you put the right man, so that needs segregation also. So in that turn, I feel everybody should strive a little more to get into good companies or get into study a little more. So that obviously now the world is running in competition. Like if I'm studying good, he might be studying better than me. Or anyone of studying better than me. So if he might not get placed, but I might get placed.
So as our friends responded here, they believe that unlike many of the previous responses, they believe that it's more like an individualistic problem where the people are treated through the cutoffs, the percentage of marks that they score, and they believe that there should be an equal opportunity provided to all the individuals who aspire to work, who has the potential and who has a passion for the work. And that's a fresh perspective, considering the fact that they believe the change must happen at an individualistic level than reforming the education sector or changing the job market. So thank you so much for joining with us today, and thank you so much for your informative responses. Have a great day. As you saw from the responses that we collected from the people, many of them do believe that there is a lack of opportunities in this country, and this is particularly true for the students who are graduating. The freshers often find it too difficult and often competitive to enter into the labor force market, largely due to the fact that there are less number of opportunities and the competition is increasing, largely due to the increase in the population. Some of them also blamed the education system. For them, the education system is creating a gap between the expectation of the labor market as well as the actual skill set that is being developed by the students. Many of them also criticize the education system, saying that it is largely theoretical and no longer applied. There were also comments which focused on the development of individual skill sets rather than going to a larger macroeconomic level. But end of the day, most of them believed that there's a lack of opportunities in this country. But for a country like India, which has a lot of goals and dreams in the upcoming years, it cannot grow at the cost of reducing the opportunities available for the youth. we in fact have a large number of young people who are at the point of entering into the labor force market, and it is highly costly to ignore them by reducing the employment opportunities. The country's growth in fact must come from the larger employment opportunities than the growth of few individuals by adding their wealth over the years. Well said that the policymakers must step in so that they can ensure enough opportunities are provided for all those people who are willing and who are capable of contributing to the economy by being a part of the labor force. For more such interesting videos and opinion campaigns, please do log on to indianfolk.com. We are a thriving opinion sharing community which has presence in Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Please follow us on all the social media platforms and stay yourself updated. Thank you so much for watching this video.